Where have I been, you may wonder? In the depths of despair. No, I'm kidding. Hi, my douchies. Welcome back to the Alchemize podcast. My name is Destiny, your host, and I use the internet as my personal journal where I talk about whatever I want. I was taking a little break. I went on vacation. I had a good little Colombian time. But after I came back, I had kind of like a little content rut. I wasn't sure what to talk about. I didn't know what topics to touch upon. I didn't want to sound repetitive. So I just kind of needed to give my brain a chance to come up with new ideas. And I kind of felt like I started to feel like a motivational speaker. And even though I like using my experiences and hoping that it's motivational to you guys, I don't want to be boxed into like this self-help guru or self-help person on the internet, because I'm so far away from that. I don't even feel like qualified to be like a self-help person. I'm just a girl expressing myself and hoping that you guys can relate to me. So I started to feel like the things I was trying to talk about were becoming preachy, or like, I don't know, sounding like David Goggins or something. I don't know. I just didn't want it to turn to like, Alex Hormozy up in here. So I had to take a minute, think, have a little bit more life experience, let a few weeks pass, and eventually, things came up to talk about. One of the things that came up to talk about was exactly this: the feeling of being boxed in to like a particular niche, or the feeling of needing to become one thing when we are multifaceted human beings. We oftentimes feel the need to box ourselves and each other into categories so that we can understand what we're looking at. Human beings like certainty. And so when you can box somebody into a certain category, it's easier to feel certain about you knowing who they are. And that's especially true with ourselves. We like to be sure of what we know of ourselves and who we think that we are, because our ego needs that to feel stable and calm. For example, if you went to school and you studied to become a doctor, your brain now identifies with, okay, I'm a doctor. And with these identifications, we build our self-worth, or we build a sense of self based on that. But when you allow yourself to be multifaceted and don't box yourself in, you realize that there's a lot less certainty. So your ego is not as stable and calm. You might feel a little bit uneasy not knowing who you are, but you do feel freer somehow. Let's take my husband and I, for example. Right now in this season of life, I work a full-time job and he works project-based. So when people talk to us as a couple and they ask us what we do, usually when I tell people my job, they're like, oh, okay, cool. They can put me in a box, They're like, oh, okay, she does that. But when my husband tells them like, oh, I don't have like a job, like he's a very funny person. He's the type of person that will let you believe whatever you want about him. So he'll probably just hit you with like, oh, I don't have a job, I don't work. And turns out he just does project-based things, So I notice in myself that when he starts talking about how the work that he does is not something like concrete, I get uncomfortable. I feel the need to box him into something so that other people can understand what he does. Or other people keep asking questions. They're like, yeah, but what do you do all day then? Or, okay, you do projects, but like, what are those projects? So are you a carpenter? Are you a filmmaker? Are you a videographer? Are you a photographer? Are you, like, what do you do? It's always so funny to see people try to like navigate him expressing that he doesn't have a job. And I realized that at first it made me very uncomfortable as well, because I would be like, okay, yeah, I get to say my job is boom, this. And it was like super concrete. Everyone can imagine what it means when I say what I do. But I feel very trapped by my situation right now, in the sense that, like, of course, everyone would prefer to be doing everything else than a 9-to-5. But even though I'm sure of what my job is, it doesn't make me, Destiny, like the person, feel more free knowing that. It just gives my ego something stable to identify with. But it doesn't make me happier having that identification. But then for him, on the other side, he is not tethered to oh, my job is this or my job is that. He doesn't have like this identity to a certain box he can put himself into. But he feels freer knowing that there's nuance and fluidity in the way that he gets to express himself day to day. And seeing that mental tug of war that me and other people have around that concept is really fascinating, because I really notice in myself that I want to box myself and other people into specified categories, and that makes my mind feel calm. And it's so interesting when I realize that you're actually freer when you can't put yourself in that box. So for example, now that I'm thinking about what else to talk about than things that might be like motivational or, whatever, I was like, I think the last episode that I did was a little less motivationally, and it was just like me reading a journal entry that I had made and something that I had learned from that. I felt so free when I made that video because I remembered that I'm not fixed. I remembered that I'm fluid and that I can be whatever I want, and that there's no fixed thing that I have to adhere to in order to make myself, or at least my ego and everyone else's ego, feel calm about, And so my goal is to kind of be less certain of who I am in order to be more free to be who I want to be. So that's the idea. That from now on, whenever I'm making a video, I'm not trying, like if someone asks me, what's your podcast about? I'm gonna tell them it's me using the internet as my personal journal where I talk about whatever I want. And mean it. It's not gonna be like, oh yeah, it's that, but also it's a motivational thing, or that and it's an energy work thing, or it's that and trying to get people to become the person they want. Like, it doesn't need to have too many labels. It can just be what it is, and me and others can enjoy it, even though it doesn't have like a very fixed identity. Because the more fixed your identity becomes, the harder it is for you to get out of that and allow yourself to embody another facet of yourself. Because again, we're multifaceted human beings. And if you identify too deeply with one side of you, you might miss out on exploring and getting to know so many different sides of you. And that will be a shame, because this life is so full of beautiful opportunities that we can only grant ourselves when we allow ourselves to be fluid and free, and to notice what lights us up and go towards that, instead of being held back because you got to remember that you're this person, Like you're not this person, you're a person. You can change what this is at any point in time. And that might make other people uncomfortable. That's probably going to make you a little bit uncomfortable. But being uncomfortable just means you're growing. So let it come, let it be. And I think that's the video for today. I just wanted to bring a little breath of fresh air and just remind you guys all to be yourself, and yourself being everything you want. Not this box or that box. Just get rid of the boxes. Be the whole room. So yeah, and that was the episode for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you guys liked it, please leave a comment, like, and subscribe. And you guys will hear from me again next Sunday on the Alchemize podcast. Bye, my douchies.